Hi, my Wellish friends. Happy Friday. Guess what today is? It's not safe for you day. That's what, because it's Confessions of a Wellish Listener. Okay, it's totally safe for you. Don't even be like that. Don't even give me an attitude about it, okay? You guys tell me what's going on in your life. We normalize it, we reframe it, and we make it a little less heavy so you can move the fuck on. Reading through these, there's a pattern. A lot of you don't fully trust yourselves. You don't trust your lives or other people, which is crazy, but you're starting to become aware of it, and that's where everything changes. Like, I think the fact that these are your confessions in general are huge because you know that something's going on. So today we're really going to be, talking about some self-trust things. So let's not waste any more time. Let's talk about it. My first confession is, I know I'm not supposed to play favorites, but from one of my favorite Wellish besties. This is my girl. I love her so much, okay? You are always in my comments. You are always hyping up my videos. Hi, bestie. I literally love you so much. So I had to shout you out. Her confession was, I judge my life / my choices based on what my family and friends tell me I should be doing or already have done. The biggest thing I have to say in regards to that is this is not your narrative. You are living based on someone else's storyline, someone else's perception, someone else's way of navigating their life and absorbing it and thinking that you have to live by it too, because that will make you more palatable. It'll make you more acceptable. It'll make it easier for people to be around you. It's kind of like what we think in our head because we'll be accepted by other people. It's easier to navigate life that way. So it totally makes sense why we show up that way, because it's more comfortable to do that compared to doing the thing that might be going a little bit against the grain, and it's vulnerable because people could judge you and people could, think certain things of you, and they'll have perceptions and they'll share those judgments, and you are trying to do the right thing and trying to figure out what's right and what's wrong and how you should be going about it. And it's overwhelming compared to just, going with the flow and people pleasing or doing what other people expect of you. It just makes it more comfortable to navigate life, but then you aren't comfortable because you're not living in a way that serves you or honors you. And at the end of the day, you go to bed and you're not happy with your life, whether you know why you're not happy with your life or not. This is probably one of the biggest reasons why. Because you're measuring your life and making meaning of how good or not it is based on other people's expectations of you. And when you do that, you're judging your life based on standards or criteria that you didn't consciously choose. You should be navigating your life and judging your life based on criteria that you deem good or bad, not what other people in society do. And I know you didn't say this, so I don't mean to assume your emotion, but if it was me in your shoes, it would make me feel behind and like I'm not good enough and like I'm doing something wrong and I need to catch up and be better, because you're living based on someone else's narrative, someone else's timeline, someone else's way of navigating and seeing the world, instead of you deciding for yourself what's enough for you. And the simple truth is, and you can use this as a mantra to reframe the way that you think about this, is that your life will always feel wrong if it's based off of other people's standards, if it's based off of other people's ideas and perceptions. This next confession is so deep and so real. I'm so excited to talk about it because I think that it's something that a lot of people will relate to. So this bestie said, my first reaction is always the worst case scenario as well. I don't assume people have good intentions either. Is it paranoid if it's based on a lifetime of experiences that support the fact that most people, even friends, have a hidden agenda? I ask that question myself a lot too. Is there a chance that you were a really lovely, kind person who approached life with an open mind and heart and got trampled on at every turn? That's what happened to me. If you have a novel's worth of examples of people taking advantage of your kindness and only a couple of people being genuinely kind, it makes sense that you'd assume people are that way. I talk about this constantly. This is a very, very, very common theme in my life, and I love that you and I have each other. I love that you and I experience the same thing. Because, right, how can we navigate life trying to see the best in people when over and over our kindness has been taken advantage of and people choose to see the worst in us because of the worst in them, or because their capacity or their character is so low that it doesn't matter how good yours is, they're going to show up however they show up. But that makes you mistrusting of people in situations because you don't know when the other shoe is going to drop and the person's going to turn out to be just like everybody else that ends up hurting you. And I think that if I'm thinking about like what my therapist would say if she heard me talking about this, is being able to heal that and being able to trust people. And I think the biggest core of it all is being able to trust ourselves enough to be capable to handle those situations when they come up. So we can't shut down. We have to allow ourselves to be vulnerable and open up to people, even though we could get hurt. And that's going to be the best way to build deep relationships and connections with people. And we're only hurting ourselves further by shutting that off because we're afraid of what could potentially happen. Making fear-based choices is going to get us farther away from the life of fulfillment and love and light that we want to live. But come the fuck on. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard. It's hard as fuck to not be worried about getting hurt when that's all you know. And that's not crazy. Like, that's pattern recognition. Like, that's actually you being incredibly intelligent and recognizing patterns to protect yourself from harm. It's our caveman brain kicking in. It's our old brain and the way it's wired and how it operates, protecting us from experiencing the hurt that we've experienced in the past. But what I've learned is that while it all makes sense as to why we would be protecting ourselves and why we feel the way we do and how can I trust people if this is all I know, at the same time, our brain is overcorrecting and making meaning and problem solving, overanalyzing simply to keep us safe. My point is that it is this overcorrection. It is an overanalyzation. It is doing the most in order to keep us safe. That doesn't mean that it's something we should listen to. It doesn't mean that it's logic, even though it feels like logic because it's coming from our brain and we have evidence to back up that logic. It doesn't mean that it has to be true. It doesn't mean that we have to listen to it. It's only protecting you. It's not telling you the truth. And I feel like even at this point, if I heard me telling me this, I would be like, okay, but like that is the truth. Like that is what I've experienced. But you can't judge current events based on past situations. And that is something I am working every single day to try to correct. It is one of the hardest things that I've had to work on, is to not judge current events based on past situations. I have to go into it with an open mind and a clean slate. And it is so complicated to do that. And it's something that definitely takes time, but it's worth practicing and it's worth putting intention towards because it really allows me to have more vulnerable, fulfilling relationships. And here's the biggest reframe that I think will really help you shift into this mindset too, is that you don't need to assume the worst to protect yourself. You need to build the skill of setting boundaries. You need to build the skill of trusting yourself to be capable of doing something like that. And you need to build the skill of self-validation and self-reassurance, knowing that you are a good person, knowing that you are doing your best, knowing that you have your own back, knowing that you stand by your decisions and your choices and your words and your actions. And if you can't, that's something that you need to reevaluate. But being able to shift into discernment is so much more of a powerful emotion and approach to mistrust and feeling nervous about how other people will show up, and being able to know yourself and make conscious choices and be selective and have standards and have boundaries to know what you will and will not allow in your life. That's so much more powerful than being paranoid and like moving through life from a paranoid perspective that you're not sure how people are going to be. And so you've got to, do all of the things to protect yourself and like have anxiety and or are avoiding or are saying the things to get people to react a certain way to make them prove that they care about you, or trying to get to the bottom of it and like dig up all the information so that you can get all of the information out in the open now, because that gives you more control to navigate the situation so that things don't play out like they have in the past, because this time if you can get all the information now, you'll know. That's not the way to move through life. The way to move through life is to know that you've been fucked over and you're right to be concerned about that, and you're right to not approach relationships from a place of like being naive. It would be literally impossible for you to do that at this point, like enough fucked shit has happened that like you can't operate like that anymore. But to be able to approach it with the self-control of discernment, God, how fucking cool would that be? How fucking cool would you be? Like how unstoppable and badass would you be? Oh, I just love to think about that version of myself or that version of you. The next Wellish Bestie confession says, April has been kind of busy, but I've also felt more at ease than usual and actually happy for the first time in a while. I also felt really caught off guard about it and also naturally worry it will all crash down or something. I feel like you are explaining exactly where I feel at in life right now, with leaning into the new identity and hushing the battle with all of the old fears that would keep holding me back. But at the same time, the phases are vital. They can't actually be skipped because it is the path to growing more healthy and aligned. Oh, God, you're so fucking cool. I'm so obsessed with you. It is so motherfucking true that the shittiness cannot be skipped. Like, you would not appreciate the health and the alignment if it wasn't for the shitty fucking feelings that you're experiencing. And that is all a part of the motherfucking path. Like, God, you are so cool. I'm so excited about this one. One of the things that I am like most fascinated by is nervous system unfamiliarity. That the only reason that you feel uncomfortable, the only reason we feel uncomfortable about happiness and being at ease and feeling okay is because our nervous systems don't know what that's like. Like, we don't associate life and being okay with not having to work on anything or without something being wrong. Even if like, and I would not have associated myself as like somebody that was like used to chaos. But then when I look back on my life and I think like, I had one boyfriend that was cheating on me all of the time, and I was always going through his phone, and like I was always worried about what it meant, or like why he wasn't calling me, or like he was mad at me because he thought I was doing something sketchy because he was doing something sketchy. So like that was always a whole thing. And then like maybe when things calmed down in my last relationship as I got older, there was still always turmoil. Like he had a really intense, should I just be honest at this point, psychotic mother. And that's so fun and freeing to say out loud, because I don't talk about it or talk about her because, I didn't talk about her for so long, guys. Oh my God. But there are so many episodes that I would talk about her, like subtweeting in a subtweeting way. And I could say anything I want at this point, and it literally doesn't fucking matter. It's crazy. She was nuts, bro. She was fucking nuts. She was a narcissist that raised a narcissist. Okay, I'm getting out of control now here. So would deal with her and deal with like all of the things that came with. And, he had a son. And so there was drama that came from that corner of his life. And even if it wasn't like something that he was doing directly at the time, I wasn't aware of like all of the underlying shit that was happening, but like that, there were just other chaotic things that were happening and things I had to worry about and things I had to deal with that, like, now that there's none of that, I'm like, what's wrong? What's wrong? And even like before that, like even when I was a kid, my life was not chaotic. I did grow up in a very like loving, stable home, but like I always had this, whether it came from my home life or it came from school or it came from peers, like I always felt like I had to do better. Like I always had to like step it up and achieve more, and I couldn't let anybody down, and I didn't want to disappoint people. And so like that created a sense of chaos within myself, that now that I feel like I don't have to do that, I don't know how to sit in that. And I think that you are at the same place. It's this nervous system unfamiliarity. But the truth is, like, this is just the way it fucking works, is that peace in general will feel like not stable when it's new, when you're not used to that. Like, I mean, when we're saying it out loud like this, it makes sense, you know? Like, it's pretty cut and dry that, like, if all you know is that craziness, when it doesn't happen, you're like, what's wrong? Like, what? Something's gonna happen, or I'm bored. Like, are things not passionate enough? Are things not like fun enough because they're nice and calm and easy? Oh wait, no, life can just be calm and happy and easy. What? That's crazy. So nothing, hopefully, is about to go wrong. See, like, even saying that now, I'm like, oh my God, I can't say that out loud, because every time we think that life is going well, that's when the other shoe drops. That's when some fucking shit hits the fan. Tales all this time, you know, but like, we're just going to say it. Okay. I'm just going to throw it out there and you guys will bear witness to it. Like, if in the next month, we'll even do a whole month. If in the next couple weeks, I don't know, whatever, my whole life falls apart and falls to shit, here, you saw it here first. You witnessed it here first, folks. Okay. But nothing is about to go wrong. We're just not used to things going right and things going well. So, okay, how about this? Because I don't want to like say that nothing's about to go wrong. She's damaged, guys. She's damaged, folks. Okay? But let's just, for the sake of Wellish, okay? Like, I can't sit here and be like, okay, like nothing's going to go wrong. Because what if it does? Inevitably, that's life. You know, things go well, things go badly. I'm not saying that like life isn't about to happen, but the fact that like I think that like even just saying it out into the world will like cast a spell and make something bad happen. But how about we just let it be good without bracing for the bad? Like, how about while it's good, we just allow it to be good and we don't feel suspicious about the good. We just know that sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad, and we are just riding the fucking wave, dude. These next confessions are from a few of you. I just thought they were interesting because they all fit into like the same category. So I'm just going to lump them together. This was in response to one of my Instagram questions. What's a healthy habit you pretend to have but don't actually do consistently? And I got quite a few answers. I got LOL showering, real, flossing. I got consuming actual food, keeping a tidy environment, organization and time management skills. So like we have healthy habits that we like pretend we do or try to do a little bit or know that we should do. And so we think that we do them, but we don't realize how like not often we really don't do them, but like we really don't always do them. Like they're really not genuinely a part of like our day-to-day natural, without thinking can just behave that way experience. This is the identity versus reality gap that I'm constantly talking about. You like the idea of the habit more than the actual habit. Like you think that you need to be doing it, or you're doing it because of what it would look like from the outside. Even if nobody actually sees you doing it, you're making choices or wanting to add things into your life because you think that it would look good compared to doing things that actually make you feel good. Or if they're things that you need to do, you know, like showering and hygiene things, doing them because you love yourself and you want to take care of you compared to doing it because you're supposed to. Like you should want to do those things because it's you caring for yourself. I was literally just talking about this today, that like it's the same thing if you were in a relationship with somebody. It doesn't mean you don't love yourself if you don't do those things, because you can love yourself and not do that. Like in the same way that with a significant other, like you just know that you guys love each other, but you still are going to show up and do the things to express that love for each other every single day. And if you don't do that, that love is going to diminish over time. So you know you love yourself, so you have to do the things that show you that you love you every day. Those are going to be the actions that you take in order to show up for yourself and prove that to you. Even though you might not fucking feel like it, you got to do it because it's for the sake of your relationship, the sake of your relationship with you. But I think the reason we struggle with this a lot of the time is because we hold ourselves to this all or nothing standard, that like we have to make sure that we're doing it rigid, and we're doing it every single day, and we're doing it consistently. And if I can't like see plainly, blatantly that I'm doing all of the things right now, that I feel like I'm a failure and I'm not doing all of the things right, when the truth is we just need to be consistent enough. We need to be doing it more of the times than not, and working towards making it a better habit in our life from a place of intention, not a place of rigidity. My genuine opinion on this, and not everyone's going to agree with this, and if you don't, that's fine. You navigate your life how you need to. I'm going to navigate mine how I need to, and how the Wellish besties would like to navigate it if you guys relate to this point. A habit only counts if it's repeatable, not because it's impressive. Brushing your teeth every day, that's not impressive, but it's a repeatable habit, and that counts as a habit that you do every day. Feeding my cats every single day, that's not impressive. I should be fucking feeding the animals that I am housing and chose to have because I'm an adult that chose to care for another creature. It's not impressive that I do that, but it's a repeatable habit. Making my bed every day, that's not impressive. It's making my bed, but it's a repeatable habit. There are habits that are impressive. I'm not saying a habit can't be impressive. People do crazy things, weightlifting, and they go to the gym all the time. That's impressive. People cook wonderful meals. That's impressive that they put that much time and energy into doing these things. People run every single day, committed, no matter what, sun, rain, winter, anything. That's impressive. I'm not saying that their habits can't be impressive, but a habit truly counts if it's repeatable. If you're doing those things, it's repeatable. It works for you. It's repeatable for you. You've figured out a system to make it work for you, and that's when it counts in your life. It's more important to be able to do it often than to do it well. Like, even if you half-ass it one day, which, again, another controversial thing to say, like that it's not good to half-ass things, but you know what? I would rather fucking half-ass it than not do it at all. The goal isn't to half-ass it. The goal is to go into the gym and do my best every single time. But I feel more proud of myself going to the gym and having done it and pushed myself to that day's capacity. And even if that's not my overall 100% best of all time, and feel proud that I went than to not go at all. I heard a quote one time that really, really resonated with me. It said that if you have 30% to give and you give 30%, that's you giving 100%. And I love that. It really helps with the consistency, and it really helps build repeatable habits and allows you to identify with the things that you want in your life, that you are a person that navigates life with those things. Every single one of these confessions comes back to the same thing, and that's learning to trust yourself. And you are in the middle of becoming someone new, like you are transitioning from a version of you that you don't want to be anymore and shifting into a person that you feel really proud of and you feel really good about being. And you could be anywhere on that spectrum, like maybe you're closer to the version of you that you want to be, or you're closer to the version of you that you don't want to be anymore. Or maybe you're smack dab in the middle, but wherever you are, it's uncomfortable and it feels messy and it feels icky and it can be fucking lonely and it just feels like confusing almost, like you're almost that person and you're doing the things sometimes, but you're not doing them enough. And you wish that you were different still. And I'm trying so hard and I feel like I'm not getting results. It can just feel really a lot worse than it feels good, even though you're doing good things for you. But that's also the place that you need to be in, because that's where everything starts to click. Like when things start to make sense and things start to fall into place, that's all happening here too. And you have to trust yourself and you have to trust the process that this is all necessary to become that best version of you. That without all of this, you wouldn't be the great you that you are meant to be. That's it for today's episode. Fridays are completely for our chaotic mind. Mondays are where the advice episodes live. So make sure to check out Monday's episode. I'm telling you guys the truth that nobody wants to talk about when it comes to resetting your life. I love you guys endlessly. I hope you have a fun, safe, healthy, aligned weekend, and I will talk to you guys Monday. Bye.